up, everybody? Sanchez, and we're back here with another review, and it's none other than Once Custom's brand new Hobo concept. Now, yes, this is a Hobo, and he's owed me this for a little bit of time, so I'm finally glad to have this, and this thing is pure beast mode. As you guys can see, everything about this piece screams quality, detail. Now, the thing about this piece, I had Once Custom's previous Hobo, you know, the one that Chris Parmesan owned, Chris Parmesan and I Am Toys, and that was an amazing, amazing piece. And I knew there was a new run coming, so I talked to Once Customs. I said, Once, can you beat that piece? And he said, yes, I can beat that piece. So I got rid of it. I'm still waiting on the new run. We've had this Hobo planned for a little bit of time, so I wanted a concept Hobo, and he was like, well, what if we do one from, like, if Rob Zombie made the third movie and this is what you get. Now, it's still grounded to the cinematic universe. It's not overly done, and you know, the thing about this piece is it shows a lot about what's coming with the new run, and it does show that the previous Hobo that I had can absolutely be beaten, and he kind of shows like easily, because the proportions on this thing are absolutely amazing. The weathering, you know, is advanced. Obviously, the movie accurate version won't be as weathered, but it shows that his techniques have advanced a lot. His sculpting's a lot cleaner, smoother, better paint. Hair is practically the same. What he did prove with the coveralls is that he can get the same exact proportions. Obviously, this is a little conceptualized, but the exact same bagginess and proportions, and the stitch work is amazing. And I will show you guys that here real quick. Like, amazing stitch work, as you guys can see. Straight. Absolutely straight. And these were not done by Tanella. These were done by Once Custom's wife. And he actually got accurate colors. Now, about my old Hobo, none of the colors were accurate other than the coveralls, essentially the coloring and the mask. And you couldn't really hold the Fergo knife on the other Myers, and there were just a few other things, like the knee pads didn't line up, and the shoulders were a little off, and the hood was good in certain things. Like, he got the hood perfect on this thing, if you guys see. Yeah. Yeah. That's, let me just move my mic. That hoodie's perfect. And it's perfect from all angles. You know, you can move it however you want. And I gotta thank Once Customs for doing this for me. I know we've all been waiting a long time for the run. It's coming. Trust me, I'm just as anxious as you guys. I'm ready to go, especially for everything else that's coming. But let's start from the bottom. So we have your usual eBay boots that he always customizes. I always do wish he does some custom stuff, some custom boots, but he definitely still kills what he gives us. And he paints them. He absolutely weathers them. He actually throws a little bit of texture on there. As you guys can see, he even does the exposed steel toe boots. I couldn't think of it for a second. And as you guys can see, the coveralls are super weathered. They have a wet look, like he's been walking through some water and some mud, and it's definitely collected a lot of age and battle damage and war to the core. And as you can see, they have so much texture on them, little hints of blood right there. I love that the knee pads, they line up perfectly. I love that there's weathering on the knees. I love the folds. I love the little gloss look to it. Then you get to the first layer of clothing on his upper body, which is the underjacket, which is supposed to be a little bit longer. And I absolutely love that it's tattered and torn in this way. I love that there's no white showing other than over here on the shirt, because that's supposed to be a white shirt just weathered, because this is supposed to be a part 3, a continuance, and supposed to be way more weathered. This knife right here is not the knife that it came with. This is actually from my badass concept Jason that one's made, but it went perfectly. This did not come with a knife. It came with an axe, and it came with this thing from like Silent Hill Pyramid Head style, which supposedly, from what Montwin is telling me, is the intentional knife that Rob Zombie wanted the Hobo to use in the part 2 movie, but he essentially cut it out and didn't go with it. But this thing, Ones did a really good job, and it's really amazing. I don't sport it. It does go with it, obviously. It's cool, but I want more of that classic hobo knife look. So that was just an extra knife I had, so I tossed it in there. Let me just... It actually works perfectly. It's super gory and bloody. And then as we move up, we have obviously the jacket that's been super torn and done up. Now, the thing about this jacket is it gives a great point of view for the run because the proportioning are awesome. The shoulders are perfectly aligned, and he's still got that same material. So awesome. Awesome attention to detail. He has the pull strings. Look at the hint of blood that he added on the coverall that is superly weathered. Super weathered. The other point of the jacket. I love all these breakage points upon the diamond patterns. You can see all the stuffing and everything, little hints of blood. So blood is actually popping in the very dark areas, which is really nice. You got hints of brown on the folds, the little tattering. The hand is actually, I'm not, one thing about these hands, like, I don't really care for like the bigger hands. I mean, obviously it has to go with the with the Myers here, but I think the paint could have been done better. Like, no figure is ever perfect. Amazing weathering, though. Another exposure point where you can actually see to his skin. Whoa. See, I got it on a turntable. It's all balancing. Then you have the hoodie, which is perfect once again, as I mentioned to you guys. Absolutely amazing. I even love the side of the boots. It's got the buttons. It's got the snaps on the side. All of them perfect. And then, of course, we have the diorama, which is actually really cool. It goes with it. So it's supposed to be as if Michael Myers is walking and he sees the billboard of Loomis's book. The devil walks amongst us. He told me it was going to be a little bit bigger, but just for DTOF constraint purposes, it's just not possible. He wanted to put Loomis's picture on there as well, but it just could not happen. The camera's making it seem a little yellow. I apologize for that. But obviously, it's in the shrubs. It's supposed to be off kilter, the sign, as if it fell. Like that post in the back broke. And it actually has functional lights, which I did not put batteries in this thing because I'm kind of like lazy. But they have the planks over there where the lights are set up. And they're functional, like I said. I have a picture that one sent me with the lights working. The fence over here, very nicely done. The thing is, the fence is supposed to be like this, but it does not fit in the DTOF that way, so I kind of had to turn it to make it fit that way, and it actually fits better. Then we have an outsourced tire, but it fits perfect with the theme. Probably grabbed it from some truck, obviously. And then you have sculpted ground with real brushed grass. And you have rocks and just sculpting and boot prints in areas. And it's really differentiated because it also has a soda can, has some browns, some darker tints. I love the little striations of grass. I think it's really well done. And I love the overgrown grass. Obviously, you know, that one's fake plants. You know, if you put real plants, they're just not going to look right and they're going to deteriorate after a while. So you got to go with the plastic plants. There's only so much you can do to make those look good. But like I said, very happy with this piece, and let me just grab him and turn him around, because as much weathering and details as he has in the front, he has just as much, if not even more, in the back. I just gotta do a balance trick. There we go. Super weathered on the back. Love all the folds. Absolutely beautiful. As you continue, he matched the proportionings from the previous Hobo perfectly. Then you have his sleeping bag, weathered, dirtied. I wish it was a little bit more tattered, of course. And you have a weapon that he made for him, the other weapon, which is the axe that I mentioned. It just goes right in the sleeping bag. And this is an outsourced axe, but it's all weathered and bloodied. He painted the handle, as you guys can clearly see, to give it a more wooden look. But it's real metal. It's heavy, and it fits right in there. Perfect. And then what I love about this piece is the super weathered back of the jacket and the details and how it falls in that hoodie and the darkness of it and the hints of bloods and everything. Look at that. Amazing. Amazing work. I love that texture of the stuffing just coming out. Then you can see his exposure point where his coveralls and jacket broke, and you can see right into his white shirt that's been weathered. Love the overlapping layers. This piece. without the conceptual mind of it, it's probably the best Hobo right now. But, you know, every new piece that Ones has been coming out with lately has been actually really exceptional, beating the old ones. And obviously, I cannot wait for the new run. It's long overdue, but it's coming. I remind him just as much as anybody else. But it's just for pure excitement. Don't worry, the artists are working on their things. It's just these things are art pieces, and delays will happen. And then we come up to the head sculpt. Then you have the really straggly beard. He's much older, much more wiser at killing. He's got wider hair. It's a conceptual sculpt where it's a little bit more degraded. Doesn't have the mouthpiece anymore. A little bit more degraded on the side. The hood can come off, but I choose not to because I don't want to ruin the hair. As you guys can see, he has more like a dreadlock hair on the side over there to the right. But look at the browns, the yellows, the muted colors, the highlighted colors, the white eyebrow, the angry expression, the teeth. Beautiful choice, beautiful choice. And it actually comes with a secondary head sculpt, which is the pumpkin sculpt, which I will not display with this, but I'll grab it. I forgot to grab it 1 second. And here it is. Amazing. Very close to the original movie, but he just aged it a lot more. As you guys can see, there's a lot more highlighted paper mache that's being crackled, and the color's missing. And there's actually a unmasked head sculpt under there. You just gotta untie that, but I'm not going to. Beard, real weathered. My dirty hands, pardon me, I was making figures. But yeah, that's where that's supposed to go. But I'll never switch that head out. Absolutely stunning piece. Paint 10, presentation 10. Concept idea, a definite 9.5 to 10. Proportion and paint. I don't know why the camera's making it look really yellow. I apologize. But spectacular piece. Thanks, Montwain. Thanks, Paul, for everything. And can't wait to see what you guys got coming out with these runs. And can't wait for the new Hobo run. So this is kind of like a look at kind of the details, the proportioning, and the quality you are to expect from the Hobo run when it does happen. So till next time, guys, conquer your collection. I've been your host, Danny TERZO, and peace.